These AI clone videos are scary. As a matter of fact, they are outright dangerous, bestie. And in this episode, I am going to share with you things you really need to think about before you give away your likeness in speech and in the way you look for these videos. So let me back up. Hey friend, I am Rosemary, your real estate bestie, and you come around here for that real life, real talk girlfriend, real estate, building your business, but also building your life advice. And we got to talk about what's happening with AI. And I have to tell you, I am concerned. So I just got back a couple of days ago from attending the annual broker conference for Real Broker. I am a part of Real Broker. Our Rise conference was amazing. And I'll do a whole other video podcast for that. Type in comments if you want to hear all about that and my major takeaways. But we got to talk about something that I saw there that I just have to put you up on game and just give you some food for thought to think about. Now, there is a trend happening. It's actually been happening for a while. I saw it before I went to the Real Broker Conference, where people are literally cloning themselves using AI. So we've all seen the AI photos, you know, where people have 6, 7 fingers. Now they don't have as many fingers anymore, but you know for sure that Monica ain't looked like that in 30 years, but God bless Monica if you want to change it to your profile picture. Now we have these new AI video tools that will allow you to record your voice. You know, you say something silly, it records your voice. Then it will also record some of your mannerisms and things like that. And voila, you can literally type in a prompt. You can give it a script from ChatGPT and you will have like a 30-minute podcast, the same way that I'm talking to you right now. By the way, this is Real Rosemary, not Clone Rosemary, but there are capabilities to do this. Now, it was presented at the Real Broker Conference, and a lot of people are absolutely ecstatic about this for many of the reasons that we are ecstatic about AI. And I just want to start this by saying I am not an AI hater. ChatGPT is my assistant. As a matter of fact, I named her. Her name is Bestie Boo, and we go together real bad. We hang out every single day. However, she's my assistant. She is not and will not, and I will never give her the authority to straight up be Rosemary, and I am going to tell you why. When it comes to these AI videos, immediately, I was like, red flag, like ring the alarm, but maybe not for the reason that you think, because, you know, I think for safety, anybody can impersonate you. Like, those are all the things to be concerned about. But let me tell you something. Up to this point, I have coached hundreds of women in real estate to help them build 6-figure businesses. And one of the big things that is always a barrier, like a barrier most often, is the mindset around showing up on video. And you already know it. Like, y'all don't want to, you know, you don't like the way you look. You don't like the way you say words. You're worried if you're not going to know what to say. You don't want to see yourself reflected back. And I get it. I want to start off by saying I get it. That is exactly the way I was when I first started showing up on video. And I'm going to give you my trick at the end of this episode on what helped me to get over that. But I just want to say I understand all of the overwhelm and just kind of stress factor that comes with the idea that we need to show up on video for your business. And let's just talk about that. It is 2025, right? As we continue to evolve as a society, we know that, you know, videos get more clicks. That's where you build trust. That's where you build authenticity. And video is probably going to be here to stay. So for a lot of people, especially my besties who don't want to show up on video themselves, I know that you're looking at this AI option like, yes, let me push the easy button. But I'm like, hold up, Jim Shoe. Look, that's Chicago coming out of me. That's Chicago coming out of me. Hold up, Jim Shoe. Like, hold on. Before you push the easy button, I have to share with you where my concerns are and a few questions that I want to ask, or I want you to ask yourself about this. So here's the first question. What is this going to do to my self-esteem? Like, this is probably like my number one number one red flag, because I already know, first of all, how critical you are of yourself. I know that some days, you know, you look in the mirror and you feeling real good, but if we're being honest, sometimes we might struggle to see God's beauty reflected back because we are our own worst critics, okay? So with that being said, if you create this like fictitious person of you that you can politely nip and tuck in the certain places, and she always knows what to say and she's always confident, and her hands don't get sweaty and palmy when she comes on video, and she doesn't say words crazy, and she doesn't spit when she talks like I'm spitting right now. Like, my concern is that what's going to happen to your self-esteem when you have her showing up, like this fake person showing up as you. Now, what story are you telling yourself about how you are qualified to show up? And I know that it may seem very minute in the moment, but I'm telling you, the more and the more and the more you allow this fictitious character to go out to the front, I'm telling you, it's going to be even more difficult for you to show up in real life, because you're measuring yourself literally against something that is made up. Like, it makes me think of those movies like Weird Science, or, the old sitcom when Urkel had the twin Stefan, and, like always trying to measure up to him. Like, it makes me very nervous what it's going to do to the already fragile minds that a lot of women have when it comes to body image and showing up and self-esteem and things like that. And I don't like it. Because I'm gonna tell you something. The way that you build confidence in doing something is by doing it. Like, sometimes we think, let's really think about it. Let's say you do all these AI videos and they kill it. They kill it online, and somebody asks you to give a speech, right? You're going to clam all the way up, right? Your pastor wants you to come talk about home ownership because he following you on TikTok, and you get in front of people and want to throw up, right? Or decline the opportunity and the invitation because it was never you, okay? So I really want us to think about, what is it going to do to my self-esteem if I figure out that I have to be like, this is the only way that I can show up, and I just don't like it. And here's just something too, and I do this to myself sometimes, even when it comes to like filtering myself on like on something like this. I don't filter myself on YouTube. I don't even really know how I could do it with my camera. But like on Instagram, some days I'm like, Rosemary, don't even put a filter on there, because you got to be comfortable showing up as you. Because you know how it is. Like, you don't have a filter on YouTube or on Instagram. You're like, oh, like, come on. We don't want to do that with these videos, right? We want to make sure that we are comfortable showing up. And I really want you to think, okay, what is this going to do to my self-esteem if this is the way that I show up? Okay. The next question is, am I putting out anything, not just these videos, but anything in your business? Does it authentically represent me? And I'm just going to tell you the answer is no. These videos do not authentically represent you, because it ain't you. Because it's not you. And in this world, what we are missing more than anything is authenticity. Like, aren't y'all sick of fake? Like, think about it. Like, if your man, say, baby, I got you something for your birthday. Like you don't want a fake bag. Like, I would rather you go out and get the bag that you can afford, sir, or just take me to dinner. I don't even need a bag, right? Instead of trying to be somebody who we not, right? So does it authentically represent you? And a lot of times, it's not. It's a robot. Like, it's not going to be you. And when you are putting out things that are not authentic, again, when you actually, like, the whole goal of doing all these things is to get your phone ringing and to be working with the people. And if the people are ultimately going to be working with you, then the math at some point is not going to math, because they're like, hey, this isn't authentically who you were. Listen, let me tell you, one time I was on a panel. I was invited to speak on a real estate panel. And just the way that we were sitting on the real estate panel, they had these screens up and they had like photos of everybody who was on the panel on the screen. And I was like looking at the four of us sitting here, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm looking at the four of us, and I'm looking at the picture, and I'm like, one of the people off, right? And they said the lady name, and the lady was sitting next to me, and her picture was up there, but that was not, like, the math wasn't mathing. Automatically, because it's one of those AI photos, right? Automatically, like, in my mind, it's kind of disqualified, because the way she was showing up on that screen was not who was right in front of us. And I was just really wondering, like, I wonder who this person thought that she was fooling, or if you tried to fool. I don't know. My point is, we want to show up authentically as we are. And I just want to remind you of something, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made in the image and in the likeness of God, okay? He didn't make any mistakes when he made you. All of your quirks, the way you say your words, the way you laugh, the way your chin curls, right? Even if you got two chins, it is what it is. This is who you are. This is who he made you to be. And authentically, we want to show up as ourselves, because that's, like, think about it. People do business with those that they know, like, and trust. You can't know, like, and trust something that ain't the real thing. And I'm just saying, you want to show up as your authentic self. Okay, here's the next question that I want you to ask yourself, okay? Because now what's happening is, with these apps, you literally can take, like, your likeness, and then I can go to ChatGPT and I could say, hey, Chat, give me a market update report or a market report of the history of first-time home buyers in Dallas-Fort Worth over the last 30 years. And it's going to crank me out a nice video. It might even have my mannerisms. It's going to state all those facts, and it's going to, like, give all the content in the world. My question to you is, are you really an expert on the stuff that you're putting these videos out on, right? Like God forbid you do a video, you have the little AI person do a whole video on the coolest restaurants, and they talk about steak tacos, and your friends, everybody know you a vegan. Everybody know you're a vegan, but you forgot to put that in the video, right? Now it's not lining up, right? Or I do that market stat video, and I am in a real conversation with somebody who saw my video, and they're asking me something about the video that, guess what? I'm not studying the video, because you know you're not finna watch the, you know you're not about to watch all those videos, because 9 times out of 10, the stuff they're talking about is boring to you. You just want to put out some content. So now you're somewhere and somebody's asking you a question about something you said in the video, and you can't have an intelligent conversation about it because it wasn't you. I'm getting hyped. Do you see what I'm saying here? So if you are going to do any of these things, like, just make sure that you are you are a market expert, or you are putting out things that you actually know about. And I'm just going to even say that for just when you do videos in general. Like, you're never going to catch me doing a video where I'm talking like I'm a mortgage broker, because guess what? I'm not a mortgage broker. So I don't know mortgage broker lingo. I can tell you the basics in layman terms, the way I understand it, and enough to get my client to the mortgage broker. But I am not going out here trying to educate myself on stuff that is not within my job, okay? So make sure, like you got to ask yourself, is the content that I'm putting out here, is it relevant, and is it true of who I am? And again, like, I know that you can crank out 1,000 videos in the time that it would take you to do a half of one, but make sure that if somebody is actually going to consume these, that it's actually something that you can have a real life conversation about. I never forget, I was listening to a podcast once, and the author was telling me that she wrote her book and went to Audible, went to go and read it on Audible. And she was like, oh, I really love it as I'm reading it. And the person at the Audible who was doing the recordings told her, you would be surprised how often, we have an author come in and they read their book and they're like, I never would have said that, but they had a ghostwriter. So, they don't really know what's inside the book. Same thing, right? Don't be out here ghosting your content, just putting something out here for the sake of putting it out, because now you're just making the world more noisy, okay? Just put out authentic stuff. Let it be you, let yourself get comfortable, and then we can move on, okay? So that's the question. Am I a subject matter expert in the content that I'm putting out? And if you cannot confidently say that, then you probably don't want to put it out. And I do want to say this. I'm not telling you have to know everything about everything, but you catch my drift, right? Don't be talking about rocket science if you have no idea even how to spell rocket. Okay, here's the next question. And it kind of goes back to the authenticity piece, but do I show up like this in real life? So I was watching an AI video from somebody I know, and they probably think they're killing it. I mean, I'm proud of them for being on the video, but I know it's not true. It's AI. And I was just thinking, the way that they're showing up on this video, because in person they can be they're mad introverted, right? So in person they just show up differently. I'm like, this is not how the video is not portraying who you are in real life. And that, again, can be confusing to, you named it, the consumer, the person that we want to actually watch the video, pick up the phone, call us. And when they do, they're like, oh, you're not showing up like this, right? Even down to the way they airbrushing faces and all that stuff. the way you are is good enough. And this is where there will be a disconnect because, again, that version, this fake made up version, is a perfected version of you. And honestly, like, that's not how we show up. And I just want to say this too. You do know that what attracts us to each other more than the successes are like our commonalities, like the boring stuff, the failures, right? So if you're coming across just simple, like 100% done up and polished and all of this all the time, because let's be real, who gonna make a janky robot? Like, if I'm gonna make a robot be me, she better be the bomb me. She not gonna be, like more raggedy looking than regular me, right? So when you do that, again, you might be putting out this version of perfectionism and all of these other things that might not actually resonate with who you are. So are you showing up as you? Like, is what you're putting out there into the world a great representation of who you really are? And I know we're talking about AI videos, but let that also be the theme for just your real estate business in general. Okay, don't be taking pictures with Louboutins if you know you can't walk in. You know what I'm saying? Like or whatever. Like, just show up the way that you are, because the way that you are, I promise you, is good enough, and your people are going to resonate with you, or you're going to be attracting a whole lot of people to you that you don't even want to work with in the very beginning. Now, here is my last question for you, okay? This is probably the only time I'm going to quote unquote kind of approve or say, you know what, maybe you can use it, is if you can honestly say the answer to this question is yes. Am I using these tools as leverage for what I'm already doing? And this is what I mean. If you are already a person that has a strong presence on video, right? You have tons of videos. You are out here. You are not afraid to talk to the people. You have embraced your flaws. You have embraced the way that you show up, right? And you have a lot of content out there that is authentically yours, but you're like, hey, I need a little bit of a shortcut to fast pace my content schedule or something like that. Then if you're only using it for leverage in addition to the other stuff that you have out there already and continue to put out there that is you, then maybe, right? Maybe when you go to it from that lens, it makes more sense. My huge concern are for my besties who shiver to be on a Zoom call, right? You don't even want to put your camera on for a Zoom call. If your mama FaceTime you, you sending it to voicemail because you don't know who she got next to her, and you're deathly afraid of getting on video in your own right, then yeah, I'm going to say you need to take a beat, baby, and we need to not even engage in this until you get 100 videos under, I said 100, I sure did. I said 100 videos under your belt where you are building your confidence and showing up, embracing you. But if you're on the other end, right, if you're the type of person that you have tons of videos, you do a lot of this, then maybe if you can honestly answer it and say, yes, this is literally a leverage piece because I have my authentic voice and I just want to extend it and make these things go faster for me, then maybe you choose to do that. And I think that's the part that I really want to get at, is because it really all comes down to what is our authentic voice. And I don't know, we're just living in a world, and you know it, like we can see even when ChatGPT came on the scene. And don't get me wrong, I love a good ChatGPT, okay? As a matter of fact, I think I told you, did I tell you I have my own chat? Her name is Bestie Boo. Like, we communicate on a daily basis. She is the homie. She helps me sort out my thoughts. But at the end of the day, I want proprietorship of the thinking and like of what I'm putting out into the world. Not just, hey, I give you like a little blanketed prompt and you go out and you show up as me and I lose my voice because I'm dependent on the voice of the AI tools, okay? And that's what I'm saying. They are tools. So friend, I just want you to move with caution. You know, your good friend is not going to let you have lipstick on your teeth. She's not going to let you date that loser. You know what I'm saying? She's not going to let you, break promises to yourself and continue down a path of destruction. And that, like, I had to get it out here to say, friend, if you were so excited because you're like, yes, I don't have to show up on video because I didn't want to. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And really, my number one is my most important one because I don't want it to harm how you view you. You are a daughter of the King. You are adored. You are one of one, right? Like there is no, I don't care if you got a twin sister, like she got her own set of things, you got your own set of things. You are so uniquely gifted, and God has uniquely gifted to do something on this world, in this world, that only you can do. And I don't want you to get out of it by pressing the easy button and having an AI robot do it for you. And now you don't even know how to show up on and stand on your own 2 feet. So just know that this is like a conversation with love from your bestie who loves and adores you. And I just want you to love and adore yourself. So you can use all of these things as tools, but not as a replacement for you. Okay? Hope this was helpful, bestie. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. If you enjoyed this episode and you have a real life bestie that you think it would resonate with, y'all, do me a favor. Go ahead and hit that share button, because you know what? We are better together. Make sure you share the podcast, and I appreciate your reviews. I appreciate you giving me 5 stars more than you know. I'll talk to you next week.